Hey fellas, Meat Trapper here. We are on the Big River today. It's a beautiful, bright day. It's kind of chilly, a little bit of a breeze, and of course I always have the wind in my face. If I'm paddling upriver, wind's in my face. End of the day, when I turn around and go downriver, wind somehow is in my face. I don't know how that works, but it just works that way. What we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at the RBG body grip traps. I did a video a while back on the little ones. Today we're going to take a look at the big ones. I'm going to show you what I use, how I use them, and hopefully what I catch with them. Stay tuned. Okay, today we're going to look at the big RBG traps, the round body grip traps. We've got three sizes that I'm going to show you. We've got the 280 size. I really like this trap. We've got the 330 size, which is a standard size 330. And of course we got the big one, the 440. And this is a Hoss. So let's take a look at them a little bit closer. All right, let's take a look at the 330. Now I'm not going to go through all of this for all of the different sizes because basically the only difference in the traps is the size and diameter of the trap. But the first thing, and I've mentioned this before on my smaller RBG video, is look at the thickness of the bar stock that is used. This is just, you compare this to the cheaper imported body grip traps, and there's no comparison. These are very thick stock jaws. And once again, if you look at the workmanship and the welding that's put into these things, the fit and finish on them, just superb. You know, it's quality workmanship. There's no play or slop in these traps. They're made in America by an American, and you get what you pay for. You can look at the material and the thickness of the dog of the trap. You can see that right there. This is a solid piece of metal. This is not going to get bent up after a catch or anything like that. This is made to last. It's a 2-position trigger on these. You've got very secure safeties. I really like these safeties. And when you're dealing with a trap that's this strong and this powerful, that's important. Let's see, the next thing, when you take a look at the spring eyes, notice how there's no gap between the end of the spring, so that when you use a rope setter, you don't have to worry about your rope slipping up into a gap between there and getting caught. So it makes it very easy to use a rope setter, and that's what I use with these traps. Even if you use a mechanical setter, always carry a setting rope with you for self-rescue and know how to use it. Now, these are expensive traps because they are made in America by an American out of quality materials, and you do get what you pay for. So I don't want to lose any of them. So let me show you how I set these up. The first thing I do is I put one of these little rings through the spring eye right here. And you see, the first thing that I've got on there is a box swivel. This is number 2 American chain. I'm not using cheap swing set type chain. Then at the very end, I have another swivel that only has a hook through one end. This is where my stabilizer goes through. And let me show you how I use a stabilizer with these, because being a round jaw trap, you have to make some modifications to use a stabilizer to stabilize them. Now, like I say, with a round jaw trap, it's not always going to fit your standard Conibear stabilizer, so you need to check things out first. What I do, I love the stabilizer because it's a stake and a stabilizer. The first thing I do is I take these prongs, and if you'll notice, I've got that bent up at an angle. Normally, there's a much narrower angle on these when you get them from the store. What I do is I just take a pair of pliers and I just bend that one up, bend that one up, bend the top up, bend the top up, and I leave the bottom level like that. And you always want to test this out. You want to make sure that your stabilizers are going to work before you actually get out and start setting traps. And you can see how that stabilizer fits right through the swivel. That's what's going to secure the trap. The stabilizer will push into the ground, just like that. So that's what it's going to look like when we set it. You can see the jaws are held in place. The chain is there. So this chain not only swivels 360 degrees around the stake, but it also swivels like that. And then there's another swivel right there on the spring eye. Why is swiveling and chaining a body grip trap important? Well, there's no guarantee that you're always going to get a head catch on these. I have seen a lot of times the beaver will come up and it will sense the trap and something will turn it off or turn it away, and it will turn like that. When it does, that tail will swipe and hit that trigger. And when that tail hits that, you will catch the animal by the tail on a quality trap like this. Once you've caught the animal by the tail, it's not going to kill him. He's going to be there all night. So if you've got cheap cable or wire or something, that beaver can chew through that and escape with your expensive trap on his tail. So you've condemned the beaver to death, you've lost your trap, you got nothing to show for your efforts except a train wreck. Whereas if you use chain and you use a stake, even if you catch him by the back foot or by the tail, he's going to be there in the morning waiting on you. So let's go set some traps. Well, it's a pretty day, isn't it? We're on this beautiful little slough here, and I want you to take a look at this. Look at that. We have got a den entrance right there, bank den, and it looks like it is just about tailor-made for a round body grip trap. Nice round hole, nice round trap. And if you have any doubt that it's being used, take a look at that trail. That's just beat down. I mean, just unbelievable. Look at that. It's crazy. I'm feeling pretty good about this spot. We've got another one here. Another hot trail right up there. Bank den right there. That's a little dark. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a perfectly round hole. And I mean, it's just begging for a round trap. So let me put one in there.
So after the traps have been set, it's the same story as always. It's time to wait and then arise the next morning and see what we have.
It was a beautiful, beautiful morning on the river. It was very cold this morning, still cold, but it was very cold, very dark, very foggy when I first put in. The sun is now has now cleared the trees. The fog is starting to burn off, but the water is just smooth as glass, and it is just so calm and peaceful out here. And it is a great day to be alive. God's given us a great day, and hopefully we'll have some catches. And so let's get on up the river and see if we have anything. That's when I get off the river for a little bit. You don't want to fight those guys. Well, anyway, it was a disappointing check this morning. I couldn't believe it, but I didn't have any beaver at all. Now, I only put out 6 sets, but still, that was on some smoking hot sign. I have no idea why nothing moved last night. But that's the way it goes, you know, that's trapping. And I've always been truthful in my videos. I don't fake it or save footage up or splice it all together or anything like that. There are times that you go out and you have the best traps and you have the best lures and you have the best sight and the best sign, and it just doesn't happen. But you know what? I still love it. I still love getting out, and I still love doing it. And you know what? Tomorrow is a new day. So as long as I can stay out of the way of those guys and the way of those guys, and just keep on paddling, that's what I'm gonna do. So anyway, thanks for coming along. if you're looking for some high quality American made traps, I love the RBGs. I wish I could have showed you some catches this morning, but that's the way it goes. But you can find them at southernsnares.com. And I love these traps, and you're going to see a lot more of them from me. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next time.